I've got to get all of this stuff to New Zealand for one race. I've got to pack everything up as much as possible, a whole racing team of expenses and everything like that, to race for 3 days to come back. It's going to take a month to get over there on a boat and a month to come back. So I'm pretty much going to be missing my love of my life, Christine, here for so long. So I'm going to take you through a few things of what we've got to do to pack it all up, get it in the container and ship it to New Zealand. Now, the first thing is with the car. What did we have to do to get it all ready and sorted to get shipped over to New Zealand? Now, one thing you might see, it's got new boots.
I'm just goofing. New boot goofing. Oh!
On each of the corners as well. We've also got 2 spare brand new tyres there for the race. Now, going to New Zealand, you're not allowed to take any old tyres at all. They have to be brand new and they have to be mounted to the rim. So luckily in the workshop here, you see over the back there, I've got all my tyre mounting gear and all that type of stuff so I can mount these tyres in the workshop. And as you might also see, this is probably an idea of how many race tyres we've gone through just this season, because we have to put on a new set every single time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are different ones. Yeah, what number was it up to? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And I think there's, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. There's about 30 tyres we've had to use just for this season itself. So we've got all that done. I've serviced the engine. I've cleaned it as thoroughly as I can. Those stains there, don't worry about that. They're so marked into it, I can't get them off there. So brake cleaned all underneath the car to get it all sorted. Now, Ali's going to help me pack all these boxes as well, which she's super proud about. As you can see, big smile, Ali. Okay, very fun. Gear that we've got to take. So this is our spare race engine, which are common for popping engines. So we always bring a spare engine with us, which is exactly the same as that one there. Have a look into box number 1. I've locked it. The kettle is the most important thing I've got to take because I love a cup of tea. Spare radiators. Under there's the radio boxes, stickers, control arms, stub axles, which are very common for braking because we run wheels side by side all the time. So that's kind of a smaller box there of importance. Next box is spare fiberglass panels, more control arms, bibs and bobs and nuts and bolts and all that type of stuff, brake discs. We've got like air filters, brake pads, starter motors, alternators, spare fluids, carburetors and tools and stuff like that as well. What else have we got? The professional jacking machine that Ali uses all the time to see if she can elevate herself for some weird reason. Fuel churns. And what else? I forget what's in these boxes half the time. So these are like supplies, so like rags and fans and chargers and lights and welding and stuff like that. All the stuff that's kind of like the bad day box we use if it's we're getting into trouble. So first stage is to pack this all in my trailer. I've got to drive from Newcastle to Sydney. We've got to get the car all scaled up, which some friends are going to help me with the scaling of the car to get it all handling as perfectly as we can before we send it away. And then put it on a trailer and go from there. If you are running a race team, I highly recommend getting these armoured storage boxes now. Pretty much everything that we need for New Zealand is going to be in these boxes. They can take a F-ton of weight, a heap of weight. They're interlockable together, so they stack up all nice and neat and all that type of stuff, and they're easy to lug around as well. So we fit so much gear in them. Highly, highly recommend. There you go, all packed in this nice little tight box. I did have to make some modifications. I put the engine on last, which I usually put it in first, but since this trailer's not big enough, comes a bit of a problem. And I realised I couldn't shut the door because my engine mount was sticking out too much, or my engine lifting jack I made, so I had to cut off a bit to make it all work. But this is all the fun of packing trailers, mate. You just need to make it happen. So next stage is off to Sydney. We're gonna get the car scaled, we're gonna get it ready, we're gonna pack the container, and then go from there.
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say?
Welcome to Cody's Aussie Racing Car Junkyard. We've got blown engines, cracked chassis, fiberglass everywhere. Whatever your heart desires, I've got a broken version of it. Come in now and save. Yeah, shit, what a whirlwind of a weekend. I'll tell you what, we're definitely coming out of it with a lot less good parts than we started at the start of the season, I can guarantee that. So, it's just things just keep falling off it. Started off 16th for the last race. You know, we got a really good start. We got every session we just went up. We ended up getting up to P10, which I was pretty happy about myself, especially in such a damp and drying conditions. It was definitely a test of what's going on here. But yeah, unfortunately, last corner just before the finish line, as we were going to take our position and finish strongly in the points, we got into an entanglement, spun out, and the motor wouldn't start after it just lunged the engine, because if you go backwards a knee, say shit the engine. So DNF, we're literally looking at the finish line. I tell you what, that's freaking hard going. But not to worry, this ain't going to stop us. This ain't going to make me want to quit any time. It's definitely been a hard season. With every single round we've had problems. But we're going to come back. We're going to come back bigger and better. The plans for next year are already starting. So we're already getting stuff shipped away. This car's going to go back and get a full rebuild, as it usually does mid-season. You're not even going to recognise it. It's going to be absolutely wild. So be sure to stay in. We've got a calendar coming out soon. We've got more racing and everything like that going. Thank you to all my supporters, all my friends, my family, even the fans out there and the sponsors. You guys have made me live a dream, and I'm absolutely ecstatic that I can be on this journey with you guys as well, showing you how good this series is and just how good racing is. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Peace out. I don't want to look at an Aussie car for the next 6 months.